Sorry for the break in translation. So from the previous video I was making, I told you that the measurement for this is 24 inches. This is 24 inches, so I added half an inch allowance to the mako so that it will fit the customer's head properly. And then the width of this is 2.5 inches. I'm using 24.5 by 2.5 inches. That way it will fit my customer's head properly. My customer's head size is 24 inches, so I added half inch allowance to the head circumference for better fit. And the width of a AWOLOWO cap is usually 2.5 inches, so I am using 2.5 inches for this. Remember that what we are making is a AWOLOWO cap without gumming, so we're going to be sewing all through. Now I have attached this to the edge of the ashoke. I'm going to sew on this mako, run a straight line on this mako so that it attaches firmly to the ashoke. What kind of thread is this? So I'm going to sew like 4 straight lines just to make sure that it is properly attached to the ashoke. So this is what you should have if you did this correctly. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold this. So it's like this. I fold one, then I fold it a second time. When I fold it the second time, I will mark it with my chalk, and then I'll cut it from that line that I marked. So this is the measurements that you need to achieve this. The next thing I'm going to do is to put this together. So I'll make sure that the mako aligns properly here. And then I'll stitch it I'm not sewing on the mako. I'm just sewing right after the mako. I'm sewing right after the mako at the 24.5 inches mark. That is where I'm going to be sewing. I'm going to measure it. Okay, so that will be 12 and quarter. So this is it. I'll trim off these rough edges. We're almost done. I like to glue this down to the sides. Put the glue everywhere that I want to glue down. Give it a bit of time to get tacky before I press it down. If you are joining me live, thank you so much for joining me live. If you have any question, please leave it in the comment section and I will attend to it. So I press this down so that it becomes really flat. So our AWOLOWO cap is beginning to take shape. So I already have a template cut out for the top for this part. So because I'm making a size 24, I usually cut out my templates. I have them cut out already, and you know, for every single time I make a size 24 cap, this is the template I use to cut out the upper part, that is this part. Okay, so for you, if this is the first time you're making it, to get this, what you would do is, if you want your AWOLOWO cap to be rounded, like, you know, like a circle, all right, you make sure that your cap is circle. But if you prefer the oval shape like I do, then you place the cap in an oval shape. Okay, place it in an oval shape, then put it on whatever you want to use as your template. All right, you place it there very well and you trace it round. You trace it round and then you cut out. That is how you get your template. But because I already have my template cut out, I'll just move on to the next thing. So the next thing for me is to cut out the cover of, I need lining, I need foam, and then I need the main fabric. You can use the ashoke as the inner as well, but I'm using lining for my own. So I already have my lining and my foam cut cut out. All right, so I'm going to cut out the ashoke. Because it's a size 24, one strip of ashoke is not enough. So that other half that we cut out from the other one, I'm going to join it here so that I can get the width that I want. I think my thread has finished on the next. Okay, I think I have enough already. So what I'm going to do is I will place my foam. I will place my foam here, then place the lining on top of it. Okay, this is the foam. Turn it this way. I'm going to pin this so that it's not moving around. Then I'll cut it out. The next thing I'm going to do is I will take it to my weaving machine and then I will weave it all around. Okay, I'll do that and I'll come back. this is what it looks like after weaving it. I'm going to do the same thing for the cap I made. I'll do that and I'll come back. So I'm back from weaving both of them. The next thing is to join it together. First of all, I need to fold this in. So fold this over like so, so that you know exactly where you're putting If you don't have a weaving machine, you can use your bias for that part. I think I'm still going to use my bias for this because the edges are not neat. Maybe because of the type of ashoke it is. It's pulling apart from the point where I weaved it. Beginning to take shape. So this will be the part that sits on the customer's head, while this will be the upper part. Okay, so take note of that when you want to attach this cover to it. I'll take out all my pins. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold this into half so that I get the center. I'll just mark that center and mark the other side too. Okay, so that's my center. Then I'm going to start from the back here. Okay, so this is how I'm going to sew this. You know you want this to turn inward, so I'm going to put this like this and place it here. Remember where you're supposed to place it because I'm going to push it out now. I'm going to be placing it from this inner part. So push it out like this and place it like this, center to center. It's important that you pay attention to the side that you're placing because I used lining. Assuming you're using ashoke on both sides, you might not really bother about this because either ways it's still the ashoke that will show. But because of this lining, I need to be careful which side I am placing. I need to make sure that I'm placing the right side. So I'll pin it like this. Let me push it in and be sure that, so you can see by the time I sew it, this is the right place, okay? Do this so that you get the center of this one. I'll mark it as well. Then center of this to the center of that. Then you can now pin it. Just continue that way and keep pinning. I like to pin it before I sew, so that I'm sure that it sits properly. If you have any question for me, please leave it in the comment section. I will attend to it when I'm done with the live. I'm going to save the video so that others who couldn't join live can get to it later. So make sure you adjust it in a way that it sits properly. So I think I'm happy with what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it all around. And then I'll use my bias to finish it up so that it looks really neat, because apparently the weaving didn't work because of the texture of the ashoke I'm using. So I'll use bias to finish up the mouth so that it looks really neat. So this is the finished cap. If you want, you can put some glue here, but I do not do that. If you want, you can just put some glue around on the inner corner just to hold it in place. But if you choose not to do that, it is totally fine. All right, so this is your finished Awolowo cap without using gum. So this is what your cap looks like, front and back. Okay. Thank you for joining me. If you have any question, please leave it in the comment section and I will answer it. Thank you very much.